An AI agent told me to kill my best performing ad last Monday. Every number in the dashboard said it was a winner. This also happened to be the ad that was quietly losing me money. The agent flagged it while I had not even opened the account all week. In this video, I'll show you how it works. Alright, so what we're looking at here is my Meta Ads account. Currently, I'm not running any campaigns for it, but for the purposes of this video, that's not really important. That won't matter. What we can see here is we have a bunch of information available to us. We've put the columns on performance and clicks, meaning we get access to certain metrics like cost per landing page view, cost per click, click-through rate, the amount spent, the daily budget, and so on and so forth. We basically have access to all of the information available to us in this ad account, meaning information about the campaign, the ad sets, and the ads. The main objective of today's automation is take all this information and compress it down into a nice little audit document that's going to make it easier for us to analyze our ad account. What we'd also like in this document is a nice little summary of what happened since the last time the audit ran. And ideally, we'd also like some tips or some guidelines on some next steps to take regarding the campaigns that we currently have registered in our ad account. So that's what I'm gonna do. What you're looking at right here is my own AI executive assistant running on Claude. This assistant basically has all of the information regarding my life, my business, my goals. It also has all of the automations that I've built on this machine. So this is going to be my central hub of where I actually run my automations from. I'm going to ask it in this case to run the audit on my ad account. And what's going to happen below the hood is a Claude agent is actually going to fetch all of this information from Meta using the Meta Ads API, and it's going to create the document for us and actually hand deliver it to us through our email. In this case, because I'm running it from my computer, it's also going to open the document for us right away, but it's also going to send it to our email for us for the purposes of this video. All right, so as you can see here, it's saying done, the lifetime audit ran and the email is out. If I then go to my email, I can see right here on top, the weekly Meta Ads audit from the ad account name in this case, and the date of the audit. If I open it, I get a nice little snippet of what the audit contains. As you can see, we've got the amount of leads that came in, the cost per lead, the campaigns that were flagged. We get a nice little summary of what happened since last time and why. And then we also get one change to test this week for a specific campaign. Now this is very nice. If we then open the document, we actually get a more in-depth version. So what we see at the top here is the same information that we see in the mail, but we've also got some extra information regarding the campaigns that we're running. We get this nice little table containing the campaign, the amount we spent on a campaign, the amount of leads that came in through this campaign, the cost per lead, the CTR, the frequency, and finally, at the end of this, we get the verdict, which is the interesting part. This is basically the advice given to us from the AI on what to do with the campaign. So for the first campaign listed, the AI is saying we should hold this campaign. It's the clear winner. However, this campaign is fatiguing. So this means that we're going to have to feed this campaign new creative for it to remain profitable. The second campaign listed is a clear winner. All of the metrics are inside the target, so to speak, so we can increase the daily budget on this campaign because it's very profitable for us. On the very next two campaigns that are listed, we get the advice to cut the campaigns because we're basically bleeding money. There are no leads coming in, which means we're not making any money. We should basically just cut these campaigns. And the final campaign that we had visible in our ad account is also a profitable one. The advice is to hold. Everything is above target. However, don't increase the daily budget. Just leave it running and keep on analyzing it further. Other information that we get in this document are some flags regarding the frequency of a campaign or the wasted spend in this case for the campaigns that were not bringing us in leads. We get a nice little summary of what happened and why since the last time and the one change to test this week. Finally, because we got the advice to hold the winner but also refresh its creatives, we get some creative variations to test for that same campaign. What's nice about these variations is that it's not just some random advice given. These creative variations are actually based on what the competitors in our niche are currently running. Quick one before I show you how it's built. There's an automation built on the same engine that I'm giving away completely for free. You tell it your niche and it finds the brands that are actually running ads on it. It also hands you the ads they're running, the angle they lean on, the hooks they use, and it even gives you the reason why their ads are working. And finally, it gives you the angle that your competitors are not using that you can go and use in your ads this week. The links in the description below, once again, is completely free. All right, so now that you've seen the automation at work, I'm going to break down the automation for you. It basically starts with me kickstarting the automation using my executive assistant. This is going to spin up a Claude agent that has been trained on my company, certain metrics like the lifetime value of a customer, the ideal cost of acquiring a lead, etc., etc. Claude is going to need all of this information to provide the best audit for you. Claude is then going to go to Facebook. In Facebook, or Meta I should say, I have a Meta developer app registered, and this app contains stuff like the permissions that you give the agent. In this case, I give it read-only access because I don't want the agent actually changing stuff in my ad account. I just want it to fetch the data and give me a nice audit. With the configuration of this app containing stuff like the permissions, but also the ad accounts you give it access to, we're going to generate an access token, and with this token we're going to invoke the Meta Ads API to basically fetch all of the data for us. Finally, we're going to take this data and compress it and turn it into a nice little audit document. And at the end of this all, we want the document hand delivered to us through our email. Now keep in mind that the kickstart mechanism in this case is me asking my executive assistant to run the automation. It is also very easy to just deploy one of these agents to the cloud using trigger.dev and have it run on a scheduled task. So maybe you have a lot of ads account that you're currently managing and you'd like to have an audit like this every Monday morning with your morning coffee, for example, at 9 a.m. Then this is very achievable using something like trigger.dev, and it's also very easy to create. Now, some results and benefits. The first one being time. Let's say for an ad account of this size, you need 2 hours to really crunch the numbers and do the audit yourself. With the automation like this, the 2 hours got reduced down to about 5 minutes per ad account. Now keep in mind that these are estimates and that these are estimates based on a relatively small ad account. The more campaigns you have, obviously the more time you're going to gain using an automation like this. The second one being money. Let's say you value your time at about $100 an hour. Because you're busy with the audit for about 2 hours a week, this is going to mean that you made back about $800 a month on a small ad account like this, which is always nice. Once again, keep in mind that the more campaigns you're running, the more time that you have back, and thus the more money you save on doing these type of audits. Finally, some general benefits. First one being it's automated and it runs every week. You no longer have to remind yourself to do the audit yourself. The agent is basically going to be running on a scheduled task, and the audit is going to be hand delivered to you each and every single week. Secondly, the agent catches all information. It is very easy to overlook certain information when you're doing an audit yourself. And also keep in mind that there's a lot of different metrics for you to analyze in a Meta Ads account. In this case, the agent is going to be able to read all of that information and give you the best possible audit. Thirdly, every decision is still yours because we didn't actually build in that the agent itself is going to make certain changes. It is just going to give you advice on what to do. So you're still the person that decides what is going to happen. And finally, a PDF document containing the most important information and some advice on next steps is going to be much easier to consume than going through all of the information in your Meta Ads account. Are you running ads for yourself or a client, and would you like an AI media buyer running an autopilot like this? Book a call with me through the link below and I'll help you integrate this automation into your own workflow. The free teardown link is down there as well. Tell me in the comments below what you thought of this video and whether you found it useful or not. That's it. I appreciate you making it all the way to the end, and I'll see you in the next one.